Hello, this is Survival-gyver, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Lord & Field canvas trail bag and the Farmhand. The Farmhand is a hawkbill style knife with a kind of like a distressed linen, like a micarta handles on it. It is a hawkbill. It's got a nice little lock on the back, and it's got some, it looks like brass hardware. This is actually a bit on the stiff side. I've had this for a long time sitting in my bag. I don't use it very often because I use the bag. I actually have 4 of these, all made by Lord & Field. They are actually Battlebox is the one who made them. When they used to have the forums back in the old days, I would trade for them because I have all sorts of uses for these. So it's leather. It looks like it's got a brass button, some paracord, a little leaf for looks, and there we go. Hard to do. The underneath the mat is a glass table, so it's can't really push too much weight on that. But flip this open, and there it is, Lord & Field Outfitters. This is a non-modified one. My other 3 are modified, and I'll explain how, and in a future video, probably next day or 2, I'll show you how to do the modifications, so I can get a little bit more use out of this. This was part of their that battle box item was I think it came with a book on foraging mushrooms. So this is just a little bit of a harvest knife. I'll take it out in just a moment. And this is a foldable wax canvas bag for foraging. Okay, so here you see I opened them up. It is a nice hawkbill blade, very, very sharp. See if I can get this to focus. It says Lord & Field right at the bottom of the blade. Don't know if I can get it to focus on this camera, but I'll see what I can do. But it is quite nice. It's light, really strong, beautiful finish. It's got a little lanyard hole on the bottom. I do recommend it. It's a little slick, or at least mine is. But the bag is what I want to talk about more than a knife in this case. So this is just a waxed canvas bag, and it's got some paracord on the inside. All it is just goes through a loop on the inside. Alright, so I just took a moment to flip the bag inside out. You can see it's a little bit on the distress side. This is the only non-modified one. I usually have, I don't use it for mushroom hunting. I use it for collecting tinder, especially if there's, if I'm going to go through some hiking or overnight camping, I need to start a fire, whether it's wet outside, snow, whatever. I collect a little bit of tinder as I go to make it easier for me to start a fire. I won't have to be looking for it. Of course, I have my other equipment anyway, like duct tape and ferrocerium rod and striker and whatever else, but I like to carry some natural materials as well. So on the inside, you can just see it's a regular, it's actually just one piece of canvas, and it's folded in half, and they sewed it up both sides, and they left a little loop at the top, and then they just run paracord through it. And it works. No big deal on that. Let's see, let me flip this over. On this side, just a leather strap with a thin piece of leather here. Well, I shouldn't say thin, it's about the same thickness, just a little line there. And then that's the other side of the flap, so there's just 2 pieces of leather. Simple design. There's a lot of these out there on the marketplace, like Amazon. They're all relatively the same. I do like the Lord & Field stuff. I am a supporter of Battlebox, even though I haven't been a member in years since the forum has closed. But I do like a lot of their equipment, a lot of their stuff. So I will give you a quick idea on how I make this better. And then on the next video, I will show you exactly how it's done. So let me flip this back to the other position where it's right side out, and I will give you a quick rundown. All right, so I flipped it back in the proper position, so it is now right side out. So you can see the paracord here. Nothing wrong with it, but for my uses, it could be a little bit better. Nothing is wrong with it in its stock form. Nothing at all. You may, if you get one of these, you may just want to put another layer of wax on it. I use Gulf wax because it's easy with a low melt temperature. I do the outside and then the inside. Flip it inside out to the other side. Just to treat it really, really well. And it stays clean pretty well. But in this case, for the paracord, well, let's see, it's just a simple knot at the top. Run it through. What you can do, I have this out for another another piece I'm working on. So this is still 550 paracord, and this has the fishing line or Kevlar line on the inside. It has the, somewhere in here, should be probably that little thin one there. It's got a cotton thread inside, and it's got the waxed jute line on the inside as well. So I consider this an optimization modification. That's what I do with a lot of my gear. Having a little extra, since I use these to collect tinder with anyway, just in case, I like to have a little bit of an extra fire starter in there. So I got the waxed jute, and I got the extra fishing line there. It's not particularly long, but if I need something small, it's going to take about a foot. Let's see. Yeah, since it's going to be doubled, take about a foot, and I'll put a, when I clean the ends of this up just like this, I'll probably put a glowing bead or something on the end of it so it's easy to find if I put the bag down. And I'll probably put just a simple clamp at the end instead of a, I'll still probably knot it, but still clamp down the end just to make it a little bit easier to pull so I can cinch the bag up. So that's the easy part. The other one that I like to do takes a little bit of work. So I'll flip this over. Okay, on the back here, you have this slot here. When you close it down, it's for your belt. So that'll close up around your belt. But wait, you can still use it for extra storage if you really needed to. So find this bottom part here, and you're going to put a thread, you're going to sew right above the clasps. It's actually what this tool would be for. I would hand sew it straight across. Can't really do a straight line this way, but that's what I mean. And all you're doing is sewing it to the cloth bag on the inside. The reason for that is now you can have a second loop. This will close this off, and you'll have a second loop inside your other loop. So what can you do with that? Depending on how you're holding this, you can put a multi-tool in there. You can put like a Ranger band, because those are flammable. You could put duct tape in there. You could put some band-aids in there if you cut yourself with that awesome knife. It just gives you a little bit of extra room to put more in there, and it will still fold up. So if I close this, fold it again. A little hard to do with one hand, so bear with me. See, if I do that, look where those are. If I'm still connecting that to the bag, it's still the right size it needs, because then all this does is get folded up here, and then this gets closed again. Can't close it in this position with my hand, but I don't want to break the glass table underneath. But yeah, so that would still hold, and that would give you a little extra room to put something else in there. But that's it. So this is the Lord and Field trail bag and the Lord and Field Farmhand. Great additions. I do recommend something like it, whether it's their brand or not. They are very, very useful. Of course, as I said, you can put it on your belt. You can also set them up if you grab some molly webbing or even some extra leather stripping to make something like that. You can connect it to your bag. You can put it on your backpack, say towards the bottom for the waist bag, the waist section. There's a lot of things you can do with it. And it doesn't have to be just for foraging. You know, it doesn't have to be just for collecting berries or mushrooms. If this is an urban situation, you could use it for some of your loot or whatever you have picked up supplies. It's just an extra place to hold things, and it takes up very little space. That is it. So that is Lord and Field Farmhand and Canvas Trail Bag. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.